Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about the biosynthesis of cholesterol. This cholesterol is the most important sterol in the body. Its molecular formula is C27H45OH. This is the structure of cholesterol. It possesses a cyclopentanoperhydrophenandrine nucleus. This is cyclopentanoperhydrophenandrine nucleus. And at the third position, hydroxyl group. Between 5 and 6, there is a double bond. And 10th and 13th position, there is methyl groups. And in the 17th carbon, there is an 8 carbon side chain that is attached to the 17th carbon. This is the structure of this cholesterol. Coming to the biosynthesis, liver is the major site of cholesterol biosynthesis. Liver is the major site, that is in cytosol. Other tissues like adrenal cortex, gonads, skin and intestine can synthesize cholesterol. So let's see the steps in the synthesis of cholesterol. Here acetyl-CoA is the starting material for the biosynthesis of cholesterol. Acetyl-CoA is the starting material. Coming to the steps, mainly 5 reactions are there. Mainly 5 reactions. First reaction is synthesis of mevalonate. Synthesis of mevalonate. Second is formation of isoprenoid units. Third reaction is formation of squalene. Fourth one is cyclization of this squalene to form lanosterol. And the fifth reaction is conversion of this lanosterol to cholesterol. This is the 5 reactions in the biosynthesis of cholesterol. So first reaction is the synthesis of mevalonate. So let's see the reaction. Here 2 molecules of acetyl-CoA that condenses to form acetoacetyl-CoA by the enzyme thiolase. 2 molecules of acetyl-CoA condenses and it forms acetoacetyl-CoA. Here the enzyme is thiolase. And here CoA-SH. From one acetyl-CoA, CoA-SH is released. And one CoA-SH here. So it forms acetoacetyl-CoA. Enzyme is thiolase. Then in the next step, this acetoacetyl-CoA then converted to HMG-CoA by condensing with one molecule of acetyl-CoA. So acetoacetyl-CoA condenses with one molecule of acetyl-CoA and it forms HMG-CoA. Here the enzyme is HMG-CoA synthase. HMG-CoA synthase. Here also CoA-SH is released and here water is added. So HMG-CoA is formed. Next step is the rate limiting step. That is this HMG-CoA it is converted to mevalonate by the enzyme HMG-CoA reductase. By the enzyme HMG-CoA reductase, this HMG-CoA is converted to mevalonate. Here 2 molecules of NADPH plus H plus 2 molecules of NADP plus. So this is the rate limiting step. Here also CoA-SH is released. This is the rate limiting step in the biosynthesis of cholesterol and this HMG-CoA reductase is the rate limiting enzyme. In this step, this HMG-CoA is converted into mevalonate catalyzed by the enzyme HMG-CoA reductase. Here NADPH is required as cofactor. This NADPH is supplied by HMP shunt. NADPH by HMP shunt. Here the enzyme HMG-CoA reductase, that is the rate limiting enzyme. This enzyme is Its activity is increased by insulin and thyroid hormones. Then glucagon and corticoids reduces its activity. It is also inhibited by this cyclic AMP. So this is the first step, that is the formation of mevalonate. Then in the next reaction is formation of isoprenoid units. Here this mevalonate, it is phosphorylated by ATP. Here phosphorylation 3 times phosphorylation, and it form here first it is phosphorylated by ATP to ADP, here Mg++ by the enzyme mevalonate kinase. This mevalonate is 6 carbon compound. Enzyme is mevalonate kinase, and it first forms 5' phosphomevalonate. 5' phosphomevalonate. First phosphorylation, and it forms 5' phosphomevalonate. This 5' phosphomevalonate again undergo phosphorylation by another kinase, and it forms 5' pyrophosphomevalonate. 5' pyrophosphomevalonate. Here the enzyme is phosphomevalonate kinase. Phosphomevalonate kinase, and it forms 5' pyrophosphomevalonate. Here also ATP, ADP, Mg++. Then another phosphorylation of this 5' pyrophosphomevalonate by the enzyme kinase ATP, ADP, Mg++, and it forms 3-phosphor 5' pyrophosphomevalonate. Pyrophosphomevalonate. So total 3 phosphorylation by the enzyme kinase, and it forms 3-phosphor 5' pyrophosphomevalonate. Then it is followed by decarboxylation by the enzyme decarboxylase. By the enzyme decarboxylase, here carbon dioxide is released, and it forms isopentenyl pyrophosphate. Isopentenyl pyrophosphate. This is 5 carbon compound. So this mevalonate 6 carbon compound is converted to 5 carbon compound. Here water molecule is released, 1 molecule of carbon dioxide is released, and 1 molecule of inorganic phosphate is also released. Then this isopentenyl pyrophosphate then undergoes isomerization. This reaction is reversible. Isopentenyl pyrophosphate undergo isomerization by the enzyme isomerase, and it forms 3' dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate. Allyl pyrophosphate, this is also 5 carbon compound. So this is the second reaction, that is the formation of isoprenoid units. These two are isoprenoid units. So this is the formation of isoprenoid units. So then third reaction is formation of squalene. Here in the formation of squalene, first this 3' dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate, it condenses with isopentenyl pyrophosphate. 3' dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate that condenses with isopentenyl pyrophosphate. Isopentenyl pyrophosphate, that is also 5 carbon, 5 carbon, 5 carbon. So it forms a 10 carbon compound, that is known as geranyl pyrophosphate. Geranyl pyrophosphate, that is 10 carbon. Here the enzyme is geranyl pyrophosphate synthase. Geranyl pyrophosphate synthase. Here 1 PPI, it is released, and it forms geranyl pyrophosphate. enzyme is geranyl pyrophosphate synthase. Then next step is this geranyl phosphate synthase. It is again this isopentyl pyrophosphate reacts with this geranyl pyrophosphate. This isopentyl pyrophosphate again reacts with this geranyl pyrophosphate and it forms 10 plus 5, that is 15 carbon compound, that is known as farnesyl pyrophosphate. It forms a 15 carbon compound, that is known as farnesyl pyrophosphate, that is 15 carbon. Here geranyl pyrophosphate, it condenses with one molecule of this isopentyl pyrophosphate. So here 10 plus 5, that is 15 carbon farnesyl phosphate. Enzyme is farnesyl pyrophosphate synthase. Here it is geranyl pyrophosphate synthase, here farnesyl pyrophosphate synthase. So it forms farnesyl pyrophosphate. So we got a 15 carbon compound. Then next step is this farnesyl pyrophosphate then reacts with another molecule of farnesyl pyrophosphate. So 2 molecules of this farnesyl pyrophosphate condenses. 2 molecules of farnesyl pyrophosphate condenses to form a 30 carbon, because this is 15 carbon. So 15 plus 15, that gives 30 carbon compound. That is an aliphatic compound. That is called as squalene. Here the enzyme is squalene synthase. So farnesyl pyrophosphate again condenses with one molecule of farnesyl pyrophosphate, that is also 15 carbon, and it forms squalene by the enzyme squalene synthase. Squalene synthase. Here also NADPH is required. One molecule of NADPH plus H plus, it gives NADP plus, and it forms squalene, that is a 30 carbon compound, 30 carbon aliphatic compound, that is called squalene. This enzyme squalene synthase, this is microsomal enzyme. Here NADPH is required as a cofactor. NADPH is required as electron donor and it requires Mg++, then Mn++ and CO++ as cofactors. Mn++ and CO++ as cofactors. That is the third reaction, that is the formation of squalene. In the fourth reaction, that is cyclization of this squalene to form lanosterol. Cyclization of this squalene to form lanosterol. This is by 2 steps. First, this squalene, it is converted to squalene 2,3 epoxide. Squalene 2,3 epoxide. Then this squalene 2,3 epoxide, it is converted to lanosterol. Here this squalene is 30 carbon and this lanosterol also 30 carbon. Here the enzyme is squalene 2,3 epoxide. Enzyme is monooxygenase, squalene monooxygenase. Squalene monooxygenase. Here it requires one molecule of NADPH, it gives NADP plus. Here one molecule of molecular oxygen. Here molecular oxygen also required. So squalene monooxygenase, it forms squalene 2,3 epoxide. Then by the enzyme cyclase, it is converted to lanosterol. This is also a 30 carbon compound. Then next step is, this is the fourth reaction. Next reaction is conversion of this lanosterol, that is 30 carbon to cholesterol. Cholesterol is 27 carbon compound. Lanosterol to cholesterol. So it is a 27 carbon. So here HCOH is released and 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. So total 2 carbon plus 1 carbon, that is 3 carbons are released and it forms a 20 carbon compound, that is called cholesterol. Here also NADPH is required and molecular oxygen also required. So that is the biosynthesis of this cholesterol. it involves 5 reactions. So this is biosynthesis of cholesterol. Coming to the regulation of this biosynthesis of cholesterol, this HMG-CoA reductase. HMG-CoA reductase is the rate limiting enzyme. HMG-CoA reductase. It is the rate limiting enzyme. It catalyzes the conversion of this HMG-CoA to mevalonate. That is the rate limiting enzyme. This enzyme is inhibited by mevalonate and cholesterol. Mevalonate and cholesterol. Then fasting also inhibit this enzyme. Then feeding cholesterol reduces the hepatic biosynthesis of cholesterol by reducing activity of this enzyme. So feeding cholesterol, it also reduces the activity of the enzyme, thus it reduces the hepatic biosynthesis of cholesterol. Then hormones like insulin and thyroid hormones. Insulin and thyroid hormones increases the HMG-CoA reductase activity. Insulin and thyroid hormones, they increases the activity of the enzyme. Then glucagon and this glucocorticoids, they decreases glucagon and glucocorticoids. This decreases the enzyme activity. Then cyclic AMP. Cyclic AMP inhibits this cholesterol synthesis by converting this HMG-CoA reductase to its inactive form. Cyclic AMP, it inhibits cholesterol biosynthesis by converting HMG-CoA reductase to its inactive form. This is about the regulation. So, this is about the biosynthesis of cholesterol. This is today's topic. Thank you for watching.